All right, what's up, guys? Happy Saturday. Shout out to the Blue Foundation. Thanks for hitting the like on the way in. Thanks to every new subscribers to the channel. Appreciate y'all. Always grateful. Let's get the Blue Castle on up. What's up, my JR? Guys, once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation is always right. This is the worst show with the best community, and I'm so grateful to the best community jumping on in. Thanks for hitting the like on the way in. Thanks to any new subscribers, and I'm grateful to any new members to the channel. Shout out to 50 Cent in the house. What is up, Legendary? What is up, my JR? Good to see you. What is up, CT? Good day for Canton Network. Yeah, but we're not chasing pumps. Can't be chasing pumps. If we got into CC before the pumps, then congratulations to those in CC. Very privacy and compliance focused digital asset CC is. Not a bad gain in the past week. Not bad gains for the Blue Foundation at all. If you happen to have any CC, congratulations to you. Looking like it's a really good privacy focused, right? Enterprise-focused, compliance-focused digital asset. Is it better than XRP? Is it better than XLM? Is it better than XDC? Time will tell. Time will tell. Silver Days in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate everybody on this Saturday. Hopefully everybody's having an awesome Saturn day. We got some deep reds to go over with y'all. Nice little short video for y'all today. Little heads up on some interesting cryptos that have been making gains. Obviously, CC. Shout out to the Canton Network. I mean, it was making gains even yesterday, though, when we were talking about it with the Blue Foundation and people bringing it up. We got to start training the Blue Foundation and not be talking about cryptos that are just pumping. We got to be talking about cryptos. I mean, if you made gains on cryptos that pump, then yeah, we could talk about those, right? We could celebrate with y'all. Right? But we're here to talk about the deep reds, right? We're here to talk about cryptos that are in the deep reds, cryptos that have low sentiment, cryptos that people haven't jumped on board yet with, cryptos that we're not chasing green pumps with, right? Some interesting little tidbits of some cryptos that made gains outside of Canton Network. I noticed on the year right now, TRX is one of the only cryptos that has made gains throughout this year. Plus 14% gains in the yearly. One of the only cryptos that has any gains at all left on the yearly. And TRX not even dealing with the bear cycle, right? Remember, TRX was at 2 cents. TRX is now at 28 cents and just steadily climbing on up. People have slept on TRX a long time at 2 cents, man. They had a lot of opportunities to accumulate TRX at 2 cents, and look at it holding the line right here at 28 cents. I do expect to possibly see a retracement, something to fill the gap between that 2 cents and the 28 cents. Maybe perhaps a 10-cent TRX or even an 8-cent TRX, just being prepared for any major dump there with that digital asset. You also have XPX, the big star, one of the highest gaining crypto in the past 90 days. Basically, the only gaining crypto in the past 90 days. 113+% in the past 90 days. XX Network in the past month. 56% gains in the past month for XX Network. Remember, last month, XX Network was touching 0.009 for a good bit. Coming back up to now a penny 6, and that's 56% gains. We got Naoris. Naoris at 4 billion supply at 3 cents right now. Naoris is a new crypto to keep an eye out for. This crypto's got cryptography that is approved by the NIST. It's also a quantum resistant crypto. Naoris also has some interesting Saturn symbolism going on with it. Right? So Naoris added to the list, 4 billion supply, 3 cents. We got deep reds to go over in just a second here. We got one page of deep reds, but let me say hi to everybody. AM Wood in the house. Fly Kiwi in the house. Good to see you. Appreciate everybody coming in on a Saturday. Thanks for the support as always, guys. How do you spell Naoris? You spell it like this. It's Naoris. Naoris. I would check out their X account as well. They're an interesting crypto that's in development, but they are they do have cryptography that is approved by the NIST, right? Validated by the NIST, just like the big star, right? Only a few that are straight up validated by the NIST. Naoris is one of them. QANX, QANX is one of them. And then you have XPX, right? So yes, Naoris, Naors, new crypto that we're adding to the list. Keeping an eye out for interesting developments. QNT is cheap, without a doubt. QNT is looking cheap, right? What's the price right now? RPM, is it under $80 right now? If it's under $80, that's a hell of a steal. Accumulated more EGLD at $6 today. Easy to get one of them, right? Why not? Why not just keep stacking up one each of EGLD with a 28 million supply? One of the highest, if not the highest throughput out of a lot of blockchains, even compared to Solana, even compared to Avalanche, even compared to ICP. EGLD is starting to make a name for itself, and it's a 28 million supply. If we like these cryptos in the million of supplies, like a QNT, EGLD is looking pretty appealing here. We also got Dragon Chain in the hundreds of millions of supply. Dragon Chain's at 009. Wow, $75 per quant. Ooh-wee, fantastic. Gee, have you looked at Canton? Yes, I've looked at Canton. Canton looks to have some really good privacy and very compliant type of digital asset infrastructure. I like the DTCC connection. I like the privacy focus. I like the compliance, right? But I don't like chasing a pump. So we'll have to wait for the deep reds for Canton. And I know some of y'all are going to go, but it has so much more juice left to go, G. It has so much more juice left to go. We do not chase pumps. We do not chase pumps, no matter how amazing the possible tech of this digital asset could be. Canton does look very interesting, right? Canton hosts the Hall of Fame, right? Is Canton going to be hosting these digital assets on its platform? We'll just have to wait and see, but definitely not getting lost in the Canton hype. I missed out on that boat, and I'm willing to take the L, right? Willing to take the L on cryptos that have already pumped, right, and started doing things. I'm not chasing the pump when it's in the deep reds. How about we talk about Canton when it's in the deep reds? If you're making gains off Canton, bravo to you. We'll celebrate your gains. But we won't talk about it too much because it's not in the deep reds. We need the cryptos that we're talking about to be low sentiment, deep red across the board, and have the type of quality and backing that Canton has, and compliance, privacy focus, ISO 20022 aligned, right? I don't know if Canton is ISO 20022 aligned, right? But hey, you got to love that DTCC connection. Nonetheless, DTCC also has connections with Avalanche, also has connections with Ethereum, also has connections with Solana, also has connections to Ripple. If we don't remember, one of the former heads of the DTCC was on the board of advisors or on the board of Ripple. This is a multi-ledger world. It's not one ledger to rule them all. Canton won't be the one ledger to rule them all. I mean, maybe it will. Don't want to speak in absolutes, but it's looking like it's a multi-ledger world here. Looking like the DTCC, it's going to have his fingers in a lot of things. Looks like the DTCC is speculating as well as we're speculating, right? Maybe trying to throw some people off the trail, right? Perhaps of some of these other digital assets that it's been connected to. If G smells FOMO on your breath, he will smack you right down to the real world. Without a doubt, I'm in for the low sentiment cryptos deep red across the board. I will take the L on Canton. We missed out on Canton CC. We've known about it, but we just never bought it. And now that it's going, unfortunately, not chasing the pump, not getting that FOMO energy. We're going to chase the deep reds. And there's amazing opportunities out there. Amazing opportunities. Canton, great technology, privacy focus, compliance, definitely looking like a future-proof type of blockchain that's ready for some real deal enterprise love. But not chasing the pump. Not chasing the pump. Gee, are there any good crypto conferences? I love a place where I can talk to developers and marketing people who know how to use this stuff. Does that exist? Any good crypto conferences? We'll try to let you know in the future, Normie. But I mean, hey, you can also ask your AI, right, for any local crypto conferences or crypto events that may be around your area that are coming up, right? We're in the era of the internet and AI that can do it, man. I'm not AI, unfortunately. I don't know where you live. I don't know how far you're willing to go for these conferences. You can also find conferences through YouTube if you want to see conferences that have already gone by, but it looks like you're looking for like networking type of stuff, right? Let's keep going. What's up, Normie? Good to see you, man. Shout out to everybody on a Saturday. Much love to everybody. We got the Zen mindset today. We got the keeping it cool today. We got the gratitude mindset. Always grateful. Grateful to be alive. Grateful to be even accumulating whole numbers of these digital assets. Let's go through some deep breaths. And then we got some esoteric stuff for you guys as well, of course. Always got to go over some little esoteric things with you, right? Stuff that's been on our mind, stuff that we've been looking into. But let's keep going. All right, starting at the bottom here, we got Atom token 70+% down at $1.97 right now, you guys. Unbelievable to see Atom token basically testing 2018, 2019 historical lows. Atom token at $1.97. Who would have thought we would see the Cosmos ecosystem getting such a freaking beating? Such a beating. Without a doubt. Atom under $2. Unbelievable. Could possibly be the easiest that it'll ever be to get 100 Atom. Hell, 10 Atom. Super easy. You skip a venti coffee, you got 10 Atom. We could stake that. Build up some rewards. Cash out those rewards during the bull cycle. And the next thing you know, we just make Atom our passive income generating engine. We got Layer 0. ZRO. We've talked about the visual connections of the logo of Layer 0 with FIFA coming up, the World Cup coming up, the logo that they chose for that. ZRO's at $1.35 and holding the line pretty freaking well, man. ZRO's having a hard time going under $1 right now so far. Maybe it does, but right now, negative 76% down on the year, 1 billion supply at $1.35. A lot of major connections with big-time blockchains, including Ripple, including Solana, including IOTA, right? Some really big names connecting to the Layer 0, ZRO. We got Dragon Chain. Oh no, let's go to EGLD. We got EGLD at $6.65. I accumulated some more EGLD. This crypto I'm not going to sleep on, right? There's cryptos that are in the Decentralized Recovery Alliance that people are sleeping on. And this is one of those cryptos I don't want to be sleeping on. High throughput, eco-friendly, fast tech, enterprise compliant, right? Can provide decentralized recovery of assets, which is one of the most important things to do as a blockchain for these enterprises, for these institutions. Recovery of your keys and key management, making key management easier. Finding other ways to verify your keys other than the personal holding of the keys. Decentralized recovery is one of the biggest innovations that has happened. And it happened just almost more than a year ago, 2024, when it was assembled. These digital assets were able to provide this before, but now they've created an alliance that is showing the ones that can and cannot. The ones that can are joining the Decentralized Recovery Alliance. We're still yet to see some others that can probably join that Decentralized Recovery Alliance, but they can at least provide decentralized recovery. EGLD. Guys, this is also an important thing in terms of identity with decentralized recovery. When we start implementing digital identity, decentralized recovery and digital identity are going to start going hand in hand. This is what's going to help, the unbanked become banked, right? This is going to be a big step towards that vision. And EGLD at $6.65 with a 28 million supply, negative 81% down. This crypto has dealt with a ton of FUD in this bear cycle. a ton of FUD, but yet the decentralized recovery that consists of the 4 founders, XRP, HBAR, Algorand, and ADA, they bring on EGLD Multiverse X to the Decentralized Recovery Alliance. They see something that others do not in EGLD, and I'm going to be going along with trying to accumulate every single member of that Decentralized Recovery Alliance. I want to have a good bag of every crypto that is part of that Decentralized Recovery Alliance. That is one of my main missions. It's the X cryptos, the main 6, and the Decentralized Recovery Alliance. Those are my main focuses right now for accumulation. Definitely need these in my portfolio, and I want good amounts of them in my portfolio. This is what sets them apart from the hype-driven blockchains to the ones that can actually provide enterprise use cases that enterprises would want. And they want decentralized recovery. That is a need. That is a mandatory thing for these blockchains to have in order for these enterprises to trust the blockchains. But not only trust them, to put trillions, if not billions or whatever, trillions upon trillions of dollars through their systems. So I want each one of these in the decentralized recovery and any digital asset that can provide decentralized recovery of assets. I got to check out if Canton can provide decentralized recovery. This is a crucial thing. I cannot stress this enough, how crucial decentralized recovery is and how uneducated a lot of people are on the concept of decentralized recovery. This is a great filter to figure out, especially for blockchains. This is more important for blockchains than non-blockchains. But for HBAR being a non-blockchain is also one that can provide decentralized recovery of assets. So it's looking like it is important for those type of assets as well. We go to Dragon Chain, blockchain as a service platform, right? Dragon Chain, DRGN. We got blue dragons flying around our blue castle. Dragon Chain is at 009. 433 million supply, negative 85% down. Dragon Chain, so easy to get 1,000 of these out of that 433 million supply. Holy cow. Eventually, you'll be able to stake your Dragon Chain, build up staking rewards of DRGN. DRGN claiming to be America's blockchain. DRGN coming out from Disney as its first open sourced blockchain project, right? Was created inside of Disney. Obviously, Disney is not putting its name all over it because they like to keep it hush-hush, but they do like their blue dragons, without a doubt. They give you the subliminals as well. So DRGN at 009, 433 million supply, negative 85% down. Dragon Chain cannot be slept on. Enterprise-focused crypto. Patents in the U.S. for interchain. Unreal, what's up, dude? Brother, you should look up Kita Network. I do like Kita Network as well. It does not provide decentralized recovery, and it's a very privacy-focused crypto, but from what I understand, it does not provide decentralized recovery. I could be wrong. But from what I understand of Kita, and we know about Kita, but once again, that's a crypto. Unless it's is it in the deep reds, Unreal? I haven't seen Kita's price in a bit, but the last time I remember seeing Kita, it was pumping, right? So we're trying to create a community here that is into very low sentiment cryptos, not the ones that are being hyped up, not the ones that are pumping in the greens. We're here for the low sentiment, quiet cryptos. The ones that seem like they're doing nothing, but they have NDAs. They've made deals. They've been around for a while. They have proven their technology, right? I love these very young, new cryptos that have all this amazing speculative tech to speculate on in the speculative era of digital assets. But the utility era is going to be around the corner. And if these young cryptos at least have had development for years behind, right? Remember, the enterprises are going to go with something that has been time tested. Tested over and over and over and over again. Consistency and security are the most important things when they're looking at a blockchain that they want to utilize. And it doesn't take, okay, price is down like 80%. Okay, awesome, man. So there we go. We got it in the deep reds for Kita. Wonderful. Now, does it provide decentralized recovery? Right? That's the next step. Does Kita provide decentralized recovery? Does it do metadata privacy? I understand it does privacy at the data level. Does it shard the metadata? Does it shred the metadata? From what I understand, there's only one blockchain that does that, and that is the XX network. XX network is the only one that is not only quantum resistant, but shreds the privacy or the data at the metadata level, right? That's very important. So if Kita provides not only privacy, right? Because now privacy is the new it thing. AI and privacy are the new it thing. Meanwhile, there's cryptos like Rose, right? Oasis Protocol came out not too, like what? More than 6 years ago, focused on AI and privacy. But it's not the new shiny toy. It's not the one that's popping up on chain analytics or GitHub developer pickups, right? We got to remember there's private repos for these enterprises. They're not going to show you everything in public, you guys. Rose equals 1 penny. And that was one of the first ones ever to do inherently private smart contracts to separate the compute from the execution, right? A very unique digital asset, an anomaly, if you will. Just like a blue rose is an anomaly in nature. The blue rose is at a penny, 10 billion supply, negative 87% down. And it's also part of the Decentralized Recovery Alliance, along with XRP, HBAR, ADA, and Algorand. Accumulated some more ALGO today at around 10 cents, 11 cents. Had to accumulate some Algorand. People sleeping on ALGO big time. Nobody talks about ALGO anymore. Don't know why. DAG is also part of the Decentralized Recovery Alliance. Hashpack is at 007, 1 billion supply, negative 88% down. Let's keep going down the deep reds list here. I talked about EGLD, Multiverse X. Can't be sleeping on this one. $6.65, 28 million supply. If we like QNT with its, 8 million supply, 12 million supply, 10 million supply, whatever the amount is, at $70, how do we not like EGLD at 28 million supply at $6? AXL at 8 cents was one of my best buys in the past couple of days. I am so happy to have accumulated at around this 8 cent range. ALGO and AXL, man, without a doubt. Then we got, what else do we got? We talked about Dragon Chain at 009, 433 million supply, negative 85% down. Somebody shouted out Kita, right, at 80% down. ZRO, Layer 0 at $1.35, negative 76% down, 1 billion supply. Atom token is at $1.97 right now. Millions of supply for Atom. Unbelievable. To be able to stake Atom, build up those Atom rewards for the bull cycle and just cash out the rewards and live like freaking kings just with the passive income generating from the Atom ecosystem from there on out. We got the Osmo token at 5 cents. Right? Osmo token is at 5 freaking cents, 633 million supply. Blue Foundation, we can take over this blockchain. We could take over the osmosis zone. 633 million supply at 5 cents. We can stake this damn thing. We can provide it in liquidity pools in that Cosmos ecosystem and enjoy the ride up. Negative 88% down for osmosis zone at 5 cents. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to deal with the Blue Foundation, with a mentality that just chips away little by little, $5, $10, $20 at a time, right? Picking the best deep red of the day, in our opinions, right? And just going forward with the plan, never FOMOing, never going, oh, it has to go up. It can't go any lower. I'm throwing $1,000 in, and then it goes lower and your 1,000 turns into $100. And then you panic sell that 100 just to save your losses. And then they pump it right after. That's the type of energy they want most crypto traders to be in. And I'm not a pro trader. I'm not a financial advisor. I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong. But the Blue Foundation is always right. Shout out to Definitely Smart. What's up, man? How you doing? XRP Seer, great podcast with Crypto Banker. I really enjoyed listening to your viewpoints. I appreciate that, brother. We're in the shadow band. We've been doing this for 8+ years. We talked about SHX from day one, 2018, 2017. We were the ones calling it XRP and XLM's baby. We were talking about it every single day in the deep reds when it hit triple zeros in 2023. The Blue Foundation flipped the switch on September 24th, 2023, when we decided to take over a majority of the SHX. We flipped the damn switch. We couldn't wait anymore. We were like, you want to keep it at triple zeros this long? Then so be it. And we're doing that again now with XPX at triple zeros. XPX at 0004. Unbelievable. They don't know what they're freaking doing. XX Network at a penny. They don't know what they're freaking doing. Less than $1 billion supply, XX Network at a penny. Dragon Chain at 009, 433 million supply. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to deal with the Blue Foundation. We hodl, we accumulate, we hodl, and we accumulate, and we just keep doing it until we take over the whole damn supplies of these freaking blockchain, right? We got AKT, Akash, decentralized cloud storage provider, 388 million supply, 37 cents right now. Probably the easiest to get 100 AKT than it'll be. And being able to stake it, build up rewards, negative 88% down, dude. The Cosmos ecosystem, they are doing the great shakeout on right now. Big time, massive shakeout. Soldier of Judah, I don't know if I would be flexing my bags, man, but congratulations to you, my dude. Congratulations to you, and you're close to 500,000 XDC. Fantastic, dude. Bravo. Bravo. You got one of the 6 major X's, and definitely one of the major 4. Effective and robust means to provide CBDCs. Provide and transfer CBDCs. XDC is going to be doing that for trade finance in a big way. We got IXO, the Blue Butterfly, at 002, 160 million supply, negative 87% down. They don't know what they're doing. We'll take over IXO, the Internet of Impacts, if we got to. Right? We'll take over the whole damn Cosmos ecosystem and send it to the Cosmos ourselves. We're going to give them no choice but to recognize this freaking channel, you guys. As badly as shadow banned as this is, the light coming from this community is so damn strong, it will give them no choice but to recognize it. We go to an interoperability player, right? Interoperability player, W at 3 cents, 10 billion supply, negative 87% down. Wormhole at 3 cents, 10 billion supply, negative 87% down. These interoperability players are going to be massive, right? Are you active on X? I am not active on X currently. I'm trying to unplug as best as I can. I'm trying to live an unplugged lifestyle, man. The only thing I care about, and when I go on my phone now, is looking at crypto stuff, crypto news from the crypto news sources. I want to use other sources other than my freaking X, right? I don't want to depend on X for anything. I want to try to unplug from X if I possibly can. Trying to live an unplugged lifestyle. Trying to have my phone not in my hands, right? Because our hands carry energy, guys. And they want you carrying a phone all the time to keep diminishing that energy. Keep diminishing the sensitivity of that power in your hands, right? They want you to be obsessed with technology. The future is you plugged in all the time, right? That's what they want, is for you to have no choice but to plug in all the time to make digital assets, to make tokens. Make tokens for you to eat, for you to sleep, for you to drink, right? What is that statement from that show Severance, right? The character Petey and how he dies. He dies from not being able to get food because he doesn't have the tokens. I need tokens. I need tokens to eat, is his statement. We're going to have tokens, right? We're going to definitely have some tokens, without a doubt. Shout out to the WEF Patsy, or the Tibber Patsy. We got little green frogs on our shoulders here and all over the Blue Castle. The green frogs have taken over. Inside the Blue Castle, we got blue princesses. We got the blue, we got the Link Marines, surveilling the area for us. We got red dogs. We got the red dog star, XTAR, just cranking out rewards daily, hourly. Getting hourly X-Star rewards in that XLM ecosystem and then just throwing them into blue bricks every day. Every day, just getting passive blue bricks through the dog star. Gotta love it, man. Shout out to you. Gotcha. Really smart. XRP man. Yeah, I'm trying to just stay unplugged as much as possible, man. That's the only way we can grow spiritually, mentally, physically. It's just trying to be as unplugged from these screens as much as possible, right? Trying to enjoy nature and the life around me. Not trying to develop into a socially awkward person. Trying to actually interact with people, right? In real life, right? Hell, I know we hate people. I know some of us hate people. I know some of us have given up on people, right? But yet we still follow the talking heads on our phones, right? We still follow the influencers on our phones. So there's some hope in people that we have, but just the ones that do it the way we like on these screens, right? On our entertainment screens. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, we're trying to just, build up an advantage here for this future that's coming, where you'll have no choice but to be plugged in all the time. And thankfully, we'll have tokens to eat. And as long as we have tokens, and as long as we've been setting ourselves up with this infrastructure, with this foundation we have here, we'll be able to afford to unplug for longer periods of time than most. Others will be forced to plug in, their whole workday, right? Their whole day will be then plugged in. Either through the metaverse, earning metaverse bucks, right? We added sand token into our list, guys. Sand token. There's a lot of esoteric symbolism with sand. Mr. Sandman. Enter the Sandman. And such. Sand. Big time connections with enterprise gaming companies. Sand is in an interesting place right now where we can accumulate at least 100 or so, right? And see where it goes from here with coffee money. Right? 4 billion supply of sand. We know metaverse is going to be coming back in a big, big way. We know NFTs and digital NFTs and gaming NFTs are going to be massive. Metaverse is going to be the new social media. It's going to be the upgrade of what social media is, right? Roblox is already training the generations that are going to be plugged in all the time, because they're not the ones who are investing in digital assets right now, unfortunately. Maybe you have some of them that are, right? But they're very few. Most of them are just earning Roblox bucks, right? Or whatever, or using fiat to afford their in-game currency for Roblox. But there's going to be something like Roblox in the future that is metaverse social media, and it's going to be amazing, and they're going to want to be tuned into it all the time. Is that going to be GTA 6 possibly? Is GTA 6 going to be the beginning of metaverse social media? Already been hearing my coworkers talk about how they're going to take a whole couple of weeks off just to play GTA 6 when it comes out. How they're going to be telling their wives or their loved ones that they're going to be spending time playing a video game. I'm not, no judgment at all. If that's what you like to do, and hey, it's your hard-earned money, it's your hard-earned time, right? And if that's what you want to do, that's what you're going to do, right? But it's going to be addictive, and it's going to be something that, once you get Pandora out of its box, right? Once the chaos is already going, once the genie is out of the bottle, and it's hard to discipline yourself beyond that. right? And GTA 6, man, that's going to be a, if you actually look at the history of entertainment, history of film, history of games, the most consumed form of entertainment that has been out there so far that has made the most money by far has dwarfed, box office numbers of like Avatar, Titanic, and such. GTA 5 dwarfs entertainment gainings, right? Entertainment, what's it called? Yeah, gains, right? GTA 6 is going to take it to a whole other level. The FOMO that people will be having to buy a console for the first time to play this game, right? Because all their friends are going to be talking about it. All their friends are going to be wanting you to be on it. They're going to say, "Oh, you have to check it out, man. It's the best." Right? You can actually, dude, we could create our own items on there and trade them, man. Right? We could sell them for money. I got a business on GTA 6, bro. Right? That's what it's going to be like. Right? That's what and then there's going to be levels beyond that. Once GTA 6 sets that plateau, you're going to have every other game now following suit. You're going to have all these other games starting to do their own little metaverse things, their own little metaverse marketplaces. Hell, maybe it's bridged to GTA 6 where you can carry an item across the game, right? Across to another game, right? The metaverse hype will come back around. Right now, we are in the AI agent, privacy-focused and AI hype, right? And that's been lasting a good while. It hasn't really taken it's taken the market to pretty good places, not going to lie. But, once the market starts booming and we start getting bull cycle again, everybody starts to like the colors, the icing on this blockchain cake. And metaverse is one of those colors, man, because that's the way you can draw the users, right? That's the way you could draw the 99% into blockchain, right? Is these type of things like metaverse and NFTs and artwork and things like that, right? Generative AI gaming, generative filmmaking, everything being generated for the users, apps already being able to be generated for you, Caffeine AI and others, right? You'll need to scan your eye, right? Hell, no, it'll already be a default. Every camera that you most likely will have in the future, especially the ones on your phone, will not only do facial recognition really well, and we know how that could be faked out, but they'll be so detailed, they'll be able to go to your eyeball. This orb is just the prototype of like the small little cameras that'll be able to verify your eyeball in the future, right? You need to scan your eye to go online before 2030 to protect the kids. There you go. Dude, you already see it. Do we read the white paper on tokens before we invest in them, or do we farm it out to people who sound smarter? Is Retina ID the only bio they will rely on? Yeah, it's going to be one of the major ones, dude. There's so much data in your eyeball alone. It's unbelievable. DNA will probably be one of the other ways to verify you, right? Your DNA, because obviously all the information would be in there. I think WLD, probably the DID has DID locked up. I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. WLD, with its investments in XX Network for privacy. And remember, XX Network, the only one that shreds the metadata at the privacy level. This is going to be very convincing to users of WLD, right? Oh, your privacy is yours. Your information is yours. It's just to verify that you're human, right? It's just to verify you're human and not a robot, right? Remember, a lot of these things have very altruistic motives on the surface, but what does it do underneath is the big picture. After CV, I hate almost everyone, but if I get rich from crypto, maybe it'll be okay. Yeah, at least you'll be able to find your tribe, normie, right? It's not that, it doesn't mean that you have to love all people. It just means that you'll be able to afford the time to spend time with your loved ones and your tribe. Or hell, at least the Blue Foundation here. Been watching your channel for a while, and I love how you've been scrambling and scraping. Kind regards. Dude, daily. Daily. right? Streaming daily, you guys, right now. Streaming every single day if we can. Talking about deep reds. We're going to get into some esoteric stuff in just a second here, you guys. I appreciate everybody's support, though. You guys know every bit of support helps us grow, and I never command it. I never tell you what to do, right? I don't say, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that bell, right? We don't do that same spell casting that a lot of influencers freaking do, right? We've been doing this for 8+ years, right? We're trying to bring something different to this world, something different to this freaking space, something different if we can, right? Not many, blockchain focused channels that just talk about low sentiment, low priced, right? Deep down in the reds, digital assets. I don't think there's any. So at least we could be happy for the Blue Foundation that we have at least hopefully made our impression or left our dent in this universe. Time will tell. Anyways, interoperability players are going to be big. Things like AXL, Quant, W, right? They're going to be big interoperability plays. Tokenization plays like Ondu, Open Eden will be very interesting. Canton, right, will be interesting. We got Hashpack at 0071 billion supply, negative 88% down. Once again, 0071 billion supply. Holy cow. For the main wallet of the Adara ecosystem, the HBAR ecosystem, there's a lot of big money that is interested in HBAR right now. That HBAR ETF opened a lot of eyes. Unfortunately, it was during the bear cycle. But fortunately for the big money, they're going to be getting fat bags. They're not going to get the 2-cent bags that the Blue Foundation got, but they're going to be able to get fat bags of HBAR at around 10 cents, 11 cents. Fantastic. It may even go down to 8 cents. HBAR looking very, very undervalued. One of the bigger governance plays for the governance layer. I mean, look at that governing council, right? Compliance play, big time. SHX is the compliance play right there, right? Chainlink for data compliance, right? And their data oracles, right? We're trying to narrow it down to the ones that absolutely need to be used in this internet of value, just not only speculative plays. Digital assets that provide a unique use case that no other blockchain provides, right? Ones that stick out big time with their focus, and ones that fulfill our 9-layer to 10-layer stack, right? Which is comprised of things like the settlement layer, identity, agent authorization and permissions, right? What else? Governance, compliance, privacy, not only and agent privacy. You need human privacy, agent privacy, compute, right? Those are just to name a few of those layers, and we're narrowing it down to try to just figure out a good solid 3 per layer, right? I would love to narrow it down. I mean, Tibber and XPX are one of the only ones that are like truly one of a kind. XX Network is truly one of a kind in terms of the metadata, right? Sharding that it does in terms of privacy, right? Not many that are very truly one of a kind. XRP, truly one of a kind in terms of the settlement layer focus. First one to be focused on the settlement layer. First one that is most likely to be used for ILP to set the standard. That ILP works, that it works efficiently, that it works the way that it should. The CTO of XRP built this damn thing. He's going to be using XRP for this damn thing because he knows about its reliability, right? WLD for the digital identity, right? For the human digital identity. You got Tibber for the agentic digital identity. Yeah, definitely crappy tokenomics, right? But hey, maybe they figure it out. Things can change for these blockchains. Tezos, the only blockchain that is self-amending, self-governed, doesn't require a hard fork for any major upgrades. This is a living blockchain that evolves with the state around it. That is fantastic. You also have EGLD being able to shard not only at the compute level, but at the execution level, and also the state of its blockchain, right? Very interesting what EGLD is doing. Algorand, the first one to be a carbon neutral blockchain. HBAR, a governance council like no other that no other blockchain has, right? Trying to find those very, very unique digital assets. ZBEC and what it's doing for payroll. SHX and what it's doing for NACHA and compliance, right? XRP and XLM need SHX. XLM focused on the retail payments settlement. XDC focused on the trade finance settlement. Those three, or including XPX, those four are the only ones that have been publicly acknowledged as finalists or contenders to create, transfer, and distribute CBDCs. CBDCs are going to be a thing. And this leads us to our, okay, so the final deep red here, by the way, is 509 XNA, a layer 1 crypto at 409, not 5 zeros, my bad. 409 for XNA, layer 1 AI focused crypto, negative 89% down. More of a speculative play here, 16 billion supply. But I know some of our Blue Foundation members like this X crypto, so we had to give it a shout out because it's on our list. Some of you guys just getting here have the necessary funds, not financial advice. GDLT, shout out to you, Ortis. Guys, appreciate all the support to this channel. In the description below, there's ways to support as well. XNA is Neural AI, or Neural AI, right? XNA 409, 16 billion. I know Silver Days loves himself some XNA. I like SHX too, without a doubt, man. We got a blue castle right behind us. Let's go. So leading into some of our esoteric talk, guys, we've been talking about a gold-backed CBDC, or, CBDC-based system, gold-backed financial system that is coming. This is going to reestablish the trust layer for the people, right? Right now, the people are evacuating or trying to, and we're not even saying most people, because still 90% of people still use fiat, still rely on fiat, still do not hedge against fiat, right? But this will reestablish the trust that a lot of people do when speculating in digital assets, right? Is the lack of trust for fiat. They invest in crypto mostly as a hedge against fiat. We've been talking about how fiat is going to be stronger on the XRPL because Chris Larson has said that. Brad Garlinghouse has said that. Brad Garlinghouse has also said people will be using blockchain and not even know it, right? So if they don't know they're using blockchain, then what are they using? They're using fiat or CBDCs, right? Or stable coins, whichever one, right? But they're making transactions in digital cash, digital fiat. It's a cashless society that's coming. It's going to be a new age gold-backed system, right? That's going to be reestablishing the trust in fiat or CBDCs, right? Gold-backed notes, transparency from these banks in their gold holdings, as well as their actual balance sheets, right? This is the big innovation that blockchain will bring. And so if we get into that, we know the current administration is obsessed with gold. We know the president is obsessed with gold. I love it, G. It's fantastic. Gold is the greatest asset ever. At Trump Tower, I basically made it all gold. All the floors were gold. All the paintings there, gold frames. Everything's gold at my Trump Tower. And we're trying to make a lot of gold over here. We have a gold ballroom now at the White House, right? We've taken down the East Wing for this gold ballroom, right? Too bad we couldn't have hosted the crypto ball there. It's going to be amazing. Maybe the next crypto ball we will do there at this new crypto ball, right? This new ballroom they have. Obsessed with gold. He's going to want to make his stamp as a president, right? And he's going to try to do it with many things, but one of the things is gold-backed, a new gold-backed system. He's going to be all about gold. He's all about gold. He's got gold hair. He's got orange-colored skin. This guy loves freaking gold, right? His new ballroom, gold all over, right? Even on the cover, now we go into some of the subliminals here. Even on the cover for the crypto ball, right? Let me go to some of the, let me see if it allows me to access it here, you guys. Remember this cover for the crypto ball, right? Auguration AU, that's gold. Inauguration, right? Augur, right? That's a portal as well. Gold is a portal to the new system. DJT, the first crypto president, right? And look how similar this whole sign looks like to this one, right? Unfortunately, you can't see the whole thing, but right here, this is the gold room from The Shining, right? The gold room is a pivotal thing in the movie The Shining, right? What do they say about that Overlook Hotel? All the best people have been here. Presidents. The undertones of this film, the horrors of having abandoned the gold peg to the dollar, right? When Richard Nixon did it, right? The monetary issues that Woodrow Wilson had to deal with. FDR is also mentioned in The Shining book, right? 4 presidents, right? Woodrow Wilson, Richard Nixon, FDR, and I forgot who the other one was. Please forgive me. But you got a lot of spiral symbolism here too. The golden gateway, if you will. This is at the forefront of the gold room before you enter the gold room, right? This was at the end of the film. Right here on this side is the gold room sign before you zoom in all the way to this one picture in the center right here that has Woodrow Wilson in it, right? Look at some of these from The Shining first, and then I'll show you the gold ball. Look at the red couches. Remember, the red, black, and gold, right? This is Jack Torrance walking down that hall. Look at the ghosts of us behind him, right? The pictures in that movie are like ghosts, right? Look at them walk inside the gold room, right? Little tints of red over the gold, right? There's the gold bars right here on the wall, right? Also the yellow bricked road that Riddlers like to talk about. The yellow bricked road, gold being a portal. Gold is going to be the portal to this new system, to this new world. Look at DJT talking about his new ballroom, right? Look at all the gold. Look at the gold squares on the ceiling, right? Look at all that gold. Gold, gold, gold aplenty. And look at his theme for the crypto ball, right? Remember those red couches and the red tints on the wall? Look at this. Big red candle. Already foreshadowing the freaking big-ass bear market the rest of this year was going to be, right? Also, a lot of river of blood symbolism right there, too, from The Shining, if you guys remember, right? That elevator scene where the blood comes out. Look at the gold archways, right? Look at all the gold all over. Fantastic, man. We are going into a gold-backed system. These digital assets are ready, are built. Future that isn't even here yet. I repeat, they are built for a future that is not even here yet, right? And they know where this future is freaking going, right? This is why they've been saying XRP will make fiat stronger. It's going to make gold stronger. It's going to make so many things stronger. Once you tokenize gold, it's game over. Once you reestablish that trust layer, it is game over. I prefer to analyze Sydney Sweeney's genes if I were to talk nonsense. I got you. XNA, not good. I got you, great. Hey, I'm just bringing it up for Silver Days. I know he likes himself some XNA, but hey, once again, it's 16 billion supply at 4 zeros. If I just throw $5 and never think about it again, it has to prove itself to me, man. I have nothing to prove to XNA. I get thousands of these, super easy, right? And then just see what happens. It's just $5 at the end of the day. I'm not over investing. I'm not saying it's a great project, right? Has anyone else noticed Sydney Sweeney's jeans are blue? Love it, love it. I see a bunch of X's on the ceiling, same here. Bunch of X's all over the ceiling without a doubt. I'm here feeding my baby. What's up, Turple Nurple? Good to see you. They lost their AI department. I invested in it last year. XNA. Okay, got you. Well, it looks like it came back to life for some reason, man. Patsy, they're only blue from the outside view. Shout out to you. But once again, I'm not here to defend XNA. I just know Silver Days likes himself some XNA speculation. And we'll add it to the list for Silver Days. You know, we can disagree with Silver Days and his speculative investments. But once again, you get thousands of these. Never have to think about it again for $5. Never have to think about it again. I like those type of cryptos sometimes. Don't have to think about it again. What else do we got here? So yeah, that's the gold room symbolism right there, man. We're going to a gold-backed financial system. And the cryptos that are built for this system are probably not the ones that are being heavily speculated on right now from degens. Right? Who is at this ball? Ripple, HBAR, Chainlink in particular. Right? Probably some others. Are we ready to enter the gold room? Look how similar the gold text, the black background, the arch of the phoenix right here, right? The phoenix at the top. Gold and black, right? The elite love their gold and black, man. They love it. Wouldn't be surprised if the Pittsburgh Steelers, the year that we freaking go to a gold-backed financial system, the Pittsburgh Steelers end up doing something. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers playoffs this year? I'm interested to know. Maybe they're a good Super Bowl bet. Maybe they're a good Super Bowl bet. Who knows? But anyways, man, it's going to be all about gold. All about gold. Gold's going to keep doing stuff. We're going into the year of the sun. The emblem for gold is the sun. Right? The circle with the dot in the middle. That means sun. That means gold. We have an eclipse, right? That's happening. An annular solar eclipse, the ring of fire. That is going to be the portal that opens this all up to happen, man. The beginning of the flip of the switch happens in 2026. It's a 3-year process. It's going to be going from 2026, 2027 to 2028. Gee, what's the first formal connection between gold and crypto? Is this a trick question? The first formal connection, in my opinion, is being able to tokenize gold. The moment you tokenize it at scale, it's game over for a lot of speculative cryptos that are meant to be hedges or digital gold, right? You have tokenized gold, it's game over. You have digital gold that is actual gold in real life, pegged to the real gold in real life and the real supply, right? It's game over. You said year of the sun 2026. Where are you getting this from? Check out astrologers, man. All the astrologers are talking about this is the year of the sun 2026. It's the year of the sun in astrology. It's the fire horse year, right? Was that what you said in the podcast about the tarot cards? The funny thing is tarot aligns perfectly as well with this year of the sun in 2026, especially if you go back to the origins of Bitcoin. Year 0, the year of the fool, the beginning of the journey, the beginning, leaving behind. Year 0, the year of the fool card is 2007, realizing that something else has to be done. We have to move forward in a different direction. 2008, the year of the magician. The magician is where he's holding a tool. We have discovered a new tool here. 2008 was the creation of Bitcoin. Bitcoin and the white paper coming out, right? Bitcoin is created. That's the year of the magician. We go to 2018, the year of the star. The big star is created, right? Ripple turns into XRP, right? They disconnect the Ripple logo from XRP. There's a lot of changes that went down in 2018. Gold got accumulated in mass Record numbers. Yes, I understand gold has been accumulated by these banks for a long time, since 2001 and even before then. But it was in record numbers in 2018. 2019, we go into, I can't remember the order of the major arcanas. Please forgive me. But this year was the year of the moon, a very reflective year, right? A year of infrastructure, things being done underneath, the sun being hidden, right? Being out of sight, right? Work being done this year without a doubt. Year of the sun is coming up, and it's the year of truth, without a doubt. 2027, the year of judgment. Very likely. We've heard David Sachs say this. I know a lot of people are expecting crypto regulations to probably happen. Hell, even at the end of this year, people still have hope, right? We're so many days away from the end of the year, but people still thinking we're going to get crypto regulations before then. We still might, but overall regulations, right? We're going to be getting climate regulations, right? The year of the sun is going to be causing possibly some environmental concerns. The concern to be more eco-friendly, right? To be more earth conscious, right? A lot of things will go down in 2026. It is a fire and apparently the sign of Aries and Aquarius will be very dominant in this year, right? And that's fire and wind, right? You're going to have the year of the fire horse, the dragon, if you will, burning the system down. What did Daenerys at the end of Game of Thrones? I don't want to be spoiling it for you guys, but you've had many years to watch it, right? Burn it all down. Burning the whole system down, right? It's going to be event after event. They're already going to foreshadow this at the Oscars this year, you guys. The top movies being one battle after another. Get ready for one battle after another. One thing after another in 2026. One catalyst after another in 2026. Price before regs. Let's go, Lizard Kings. Until next time, got to go see a man about a horse. Shout out to you. Much love. Tibber Patsy, appreciate you. Clark Construction built the new ballroom. Their specialty is building much data centers. And what are they going to do? Build data cities. Data centers are going to turn into data cities. Smart cities will be data cities. Right? We've had most of the solar activity. We've had the most solar activity at the end of 2025. How funny, as we go into the year of the sun. They've already foreshadowed it in that Avatar movie, right? Fire and Ash. Dude, another top movie at that Oscars that is all about the gold, right? All about that gold reward. So we're going to have one battle after another. Fire and Ash. Sinners, right? What do they do in Sinners? They run away from the sun. They're going to have people acting like Dracula, right? That's one of the pop songs of this year from Tame Impala, right? A major pop song that was shown at the World Series, a big event that a lot of people's eyes saw. In between commercials, run from the sun like Dracula, right? And it's catchy. You sing it to yourself, right? You're already programming yourself to run from the sun, right? They want you in your homes. They've always been doing that. They want you in your box where they can see you on these screens, right? That is the number one thing for you to be plugged in all the time, being on screens, watching screens all the time, accepting the blue light, turning your skin into white, becoming vampires, right? The movie Sinners is about vampires, people running from the sun, right? The movie Dracula that came out by Robert Eggers. Everybody's like, oh man, I just love Robert. You know, if you're a film person, oh, I just love Robert Eggers. He's just so good at like, very, period pieces and things like that. And just very, very good work. He just really sticks to the time and the lore. It's fantastic, and it's like, dude, he's just another part of their system that is he's chosen to showcase the Dracula mentality. And now he's going to go to werewolves, right? People who are doing things at night, right? The moon. He goes from Dracula. He goes from the one who runs from the sun to the one who gets activated in the moon, right? This isn't by chance. This isn't just because the director feels like freaking doing it, all right? It's because the producers, the studios, the big wigs, the puppet masters behind are telling them, this is where we're putting your next name onto it, right? You're a director that draws views, right? Barefoot, grounded, and sun gazing. There we go, Turple Nurple. That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. Vampires go into hiding during the year of the sun, year of the truth. Exactly. Right? And what's going to be the exposure during the year of the truth, XRP seer? Possible documents being revealed. Right? All of them running away. The chaos that'll ensue, the new system that'll come about when they find out all of the Hollywood elite have been involved with this. Right? Dude, they're already aware that so many people have been waking up to the symbolism, right? They already know that those type of channels draw a lot of views, right? They already know all that type of stuff. So they're going to give you a win and be like, wow, you were totally right about pizza. You were totally right about the pink drink. Right? You were totally right. You guys knew all along, right? Because that's another part of their freaking mind games, making you feel like you have a little bit of a win, right? But what do? They just change the system. They change it to go, okay, well, since you guys have figured this out, now it's all about transparency, right? What does the sun do? Makes things seen, more transparent, right? So it's going to be all about transparency from there on out. No room left for liars. What does this administration want to do at the end? Law and order, right? You're either a criminal or you're following the law. That is it. You're either a 1 or a 0. You're either naughty or nice. You're either rewarded for being a good citizen, right? What do you say every year around this time of the year? Gonna find out who's naughty or nice? So be good for goodness sake, right? Not saying that we're doing anything terrible, but they don't know how to read the gray, right? What if you just happen to get a little angry, right? And you're just emotional, right? You're not doing anything harmful, but the AI may judge you based on that. They'll be like, hey, based to your propensity to get angry, you don't deserve this loan, right? You don't deserve this house. You don't deserve this insurance plan, right? Bullish Mr. K, what's up, dude? You don't deserve these tokens. Could they connect Bitcoin to gold instead of separated token? How are they going to connect Bitcoin to gold, my man? Who's going to be the developers of Bitcoin? Who are the developers of Bitcoin that are talking to these banks and regulators that are going to peg Bitcoin to gold? How are they going to do it? How are you going to peg Bitcoin to gold? I'm interested to know. Who are they talking to? Are they talking to Satoshi Nakamoto? I thought nobody knew who Satoshi Nakamoto was. So they know who Satoshi Nakamoto is to make sure that they can implement that? What Bitcoin developers are talking to regulators and banks, educating them on blockchain to be able to set this up? I'm all ears. You can tell me how they're going to peg Bitcoin to gold. You can tell me, right? Even when all the Bitcoin is not mined, how are they going to do it? If they're going to do this pretty soon, doesn't all the Bitcoin need to be mined already so they can peg it to the gold? How are they going to do it? How are they going to do it with Bitcoin? Oh, wait, what was a project, though, that had former Bitcoin developers, former early Bitcoin developers that left Bitcoin, right? Because they were thinking it's not, there's inefficiencies. There's things that are wrong with it. It's not very eco-friendly. Maybe this mining thing isn't as great as we all thought it was. Right? Oh, yeah. There we go. Here's the new project. The better Bitcoin it used to be advertised, right, as XRPL. XRP, all of it's mined already. All of it's out there. You can peg XRP to gold. Right? A lot of people are saying, oh, no, not this XRP peg to gold nonsense. Please stop it. Right? Hell, it has more of a possibility, though, than Bitcoin does. Has more of a possibility of being pegged to gold than Bitcoin does. There's representatives, there's developers that you could talk to openly, right? That are very compliance focused, right? Willing to work with the regulators, willing to work with banks, right? Didn't want to be anti-bank or anti-regulator like a lot of Bitcoin heads are, a lot of Ethereum people are, a lot of traditional crypto people were, right? Could they connect Bitcoin? Yeah, so that's my answer, man, is how will they do it? How would they do it? You tell me how they would connect gold to Bitcoin. How? Who are they talking to make that implementation? You would have to do a hard fork, if anything, to do an upgrade of the Bitcoin system. So then it would become Bitcoin. They already have something called Bitcoin Gold, right? So it would have to be called something else, right? You would have to do yet another fork of Bitcoin to do the version of Bitcoin that you want to do it as. Yep, Black Mirror. This is the Black Mirror. The screen is the Black Mirror, right? Saturn symbolism, of course. Aries season 2026 is going to be powerful for career shifts, glow ups. Hey, I'm an Aries, so we'll see if it ends up happening or not, man. I don't want to get too caught up in it. Yep, bubbles. What's up, bullish Mr. K? Yeah, they know it's the beta test coin. BTC, definitely the beta test coin. We'll see, man. It's definitely the distraction for all the sheeple, without a doubt. Definitely looking like it could be snake oil. So at some point, the U.S. Treasury emits a gold crypto stablecoin, maybe. Maybe CBDCs are gold backed by gold notes. Let's see. Can't argue that. It's crazy. All this BTC accumulation seems like a giant rug pull coming. Possibly. It would be wrapped, I guess. Just a guess, brother. But thanks for the answer. I have no answers. I hear you, man. I hear you, dude. It's tough to figure out. How would you peg Bitcoin to gold? If you're already calling Bitcoin digital gold, it makes sense that you would want to peg it to gold, right? But hell, then you have people like ZZ and Brian Armstrong that it says it makes no sense for Bitcoin to be pegged for gold. It's better than gold. It's a whole other level than gold, right? Freaking nuts, man. But anyways, guys, I do got to get going. It's past the hour. I hope you guys enjoyed this little session. We're trying to stream daily. Maybe not tomorrow because I'm working all day, literally tomorrow, but we'll try to find time if we can in between the lunch break. Maybe release a little video on a Sunday. I might just enjoy the day off, but we'll be back on Monday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday if we can, to just stream. This has been my biggest month in terms of work. This is where I make most of my nut for the freaking year, right? So I appreciate the understanding, but I can't wait to go into the new year. You know, I don't know if we have any, like, we've been thinking of some new stuff for the channel and here and there, but so far I've been liking it the way that it is, and I certainly hope that you guys have as well. I appreciate the support as always, guys. Always grateful. In the description below, there's ways to support. Remember, we don't really get too many donations or anything like that, but every little bit of support, even hitting the like, subscribers, memberships help. In the description below, we have our Coinbase ID if anybody wants to donate coffee money of any of your favorite cryptos, and we'll ride them with you. We also have our Ethereum address there. We have our Ember app, and I appreciate those who have been signing up to the Ember, mining passive Satoshis with us, mining passive Bitcoin with us, right? Just by hitting the start earning button every single day, we're able to make Satoshis, and then we can transfer those Satoshis over to our Coinbase. It takes a week or two to do it, right? But hey, at least it gets there, and then we can convert them into some freaking drops, into some lumens, into some SHX, whatever we prefer. I am so grateful to everybody here. Much love to Scamcoin to the moon, my guy. What's up, Abraham Lincoln? Appreciate you guys. Much love to you guys. Shout out to everybody. Always grateful, you guys. Much love. Thank you, Blue Foundation. Thank you, Green Giants. And thank you, Deep Red Alliance. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright. We got the golden eyes, and we keep it crypto. I'll see you guys in the Blue Castle. Much love. I'm going to keep trying if you guys keep trying. Adios.